Hi folks, this is Kristian. I am the writer of 14 Steps to Happiness, a comprehensive program to help you beat depression. Today we're going to talk about diet, and you may be thinking, oh goddamn, because you heard it all before, right? I mean, we know what we're supposed to eat, and we know what we're supposed not to eat, and yet we still find ourselves with a candy bar in the hand, right? I mean, it happens to me all the time. So the thing is that this is kind of a reminder about diet, and also I want to talk about some specific things when it comes to depression and diet. So, some people get really grumpy when they have low blood sugar. I'm one of those guys. So for me, it's extremely important to make sure that I eat on a regular basis and that I eat food which will give me a sustained, balanced blood sugar level and not the kind of roller coaster that goes up and down. Because as we all know, that really influences your mood, right? And if it's one thing you don't want to happening when you are struggling with depression, is to trigger that kind of mood cycle with ups and downs in your blood sugar. So I think that is the most important thing when it comes to diet and depression, is to maintain a steady blood sugar level. The way you do that is it's actually fairly simple. It's all about what kind of food you eat. What I want you to do is to Google a table of the so-called glycemic index of foodstuffs. Glycemic index, or GI for short, is a number that tells you how fast the nutrients and the sugars in the food that you eat are taken up by the body. And you want to actually eat food that will take a fair long amount to be absorbed by the body, because that's going to stabilize and balance your blood sugar. Because what you want to avoid is to have that kind of oscillation in your blood sugar, which happens when you eat sweet foods, sugary stuff, which are then absorbed fast by the body, increases your blood sugar level. That triggers production of insulin, and that again is going to lower the blood sugar, which will give you a signal to eat something more sweet. And it's also going to wreck your energy level and wreck your mood. So you want to avoid that. So you Google glycemic index foodstuffs table, and you will get the table of the GI numbers of various foodstuffs, and then you can just use that table when you are putting together your diet. That means eating a lot of vegetables, nuts, meats, fish, avoiding sugary stuff, avoiding white flour, eat dark bread, that sort of thing. It's fairly simple. I think when it comes to nutrition and diet, it's really important not to kind of, overnight you go from drinking tons of soda and eating chips and eating candy bars and all that to having, the best diet in the world. I don't think that's possible. What I think is possible, however, is to use the principles from the beginning of the introduction, which is that you need to spend time in a gradual shift of your diet. You need to code in a new habit where you gradually eat healthier foods and eat less of the sugary stuff. And then you just start with really low ambitions. And that means that, for example, you can just eat a cup of vegetables every day, for example. You can keep a bag of nuts with you at all times, because that's really helpful when you really crave some food and you do have low blood sugar. Reach out and you eat a small handful of nuts whenever you have a low blood sugar, because that's going to help you stabilize blood sugar. It's really nutritious and also contains omega-3 fatty acids, which is really good for your brain. So, to summarize, eat foods with a low GI, get either foodstuffs which contain omega-3 fatty acids or a nutritional supplement, and just gradually shift your diet over time instead of thinking that you can just turn it around overnight, because I don't think that's really going to be helpful. So that was step 2, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.